Good evening. What time is it? Oh, it's 12 after 9 on Sunday evening. It is 22 degrees Celsius right now, according to my car. We have a lovely sunset going on. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. Holy moly. So pretty. So it's been a little while. Sorry. Still trying to get some consistency going, and it's not working. So anybody watching, how you doing? How you been? What you been up to? Nobody ever tells me. Sad. Engage, comment, tell me how you're doing, tell me what you're up to. Tell me. I'm a nosy bitch. I love to know. I've been trying to figure out why it's so hard to get back on schedule. I used to vlog every day all the time. When I actually first started, I vlogged twice a day every day. Now, I wasn't working then, but twice a day every day. And then I moved it to once a day every day because nobody needs to look at this mug more than once a day. So I moved it to once a day. And I don't know when I fell off schedule, but it did. Like around the time I guess I went to part-time, so maybe in like November, December, January-ish. It's weird because when I was working full-time, I was still vlogging every day. And then I went down to part-time and meh. I know with the summer, it's because Monkey's home, and when I get home from work, or if, like, especially when I get home from work, because he's been alone all day, I try to do stuff with him. And then when I'm off and I'm home with him all day, I try to do stuff with him. It makes him sound so high maintenance. He's not. It's mom guilt. I'm gonna put my windows up, and I think I'm gonna go outside because it's gorgeous out and there's nobody here. Love that so much. Bring my smokes, bring my coffee. Oh yeah, she's muggy out. She's muggy. I have an iced coffee here too if need be. Why am I wearing a sweater when it's muggy out, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Because I have been a busy little beaver today. And when I finished up everything that I was doing, I was hot. So I went to the pool in my great big t-shirt. And my underwear, because I didn't feel like going to put a swimsuit on. I was really hot. So when I got out of the pool, and I cleaned the pool, and I put chlorine in the pool, I was relaxing and cooling down, yet still working, because we multitask. That's how we get shit done. So when I was done with the pool, and I put the cover back on and everything, I went inside. And my boyfriend gave me a package of boxer shorts when I went to see him this weekend. So I just threw on a pair of boxer shorts and a big long tank top. And then I went, oh gee, I'm going to go vlog. Well, I'm basically in men's underwear, so I put a great big sweater on. Oh well. God, that sunset's so pretty. I can't wait to play this back and see how that shows up on camera, because damn, the purples and the blues, and oh, it's so pretty. Oranges, the clouds. Anyways, it's been a busy few days. I'm trying to remember the last time I vlogged, and I don't recall. But I worked Monday, Wednesday and Friday this past week. And it's all a blur. Friday was a busy day. I mean, we were done by, I want to say I was home by 1:30. I mean, that's typical Friday for us. But I feel like it was a lot. Like there's just a lot of elbow grease. But that's fine. But I had plans to go up to my boyfriend's for the weekend. So he's put his house on the market. I have mixed feelings, but it's none of my business. It's not my problem. But he needed that place cleaned bad. I mean, it's bad. Because he just doesn't care, right? Like, he hates that place. So he just stopped everything. And he's a mechanic, so he comes home covered in grease, and the grease gets everywhere, and you got to keep on top of that shit. Well, he wasn't, so let the mind wander. It was, yeah. So I had said to him, well, I'll come up Friday after work. Like, I'll come home. I'm going to take a power nap, because if I'm going to clean all day and then come home and clean your house in the evening, I need a nap. And as it turned out, Friday, I don't think I got more than maybe 4.5, 5 hours sleep. Like, I was tired when I got home. So I said, like, because I assumed, he said something about washing the walls, which they needed. When his parents were alive and they lived in that house, they smoked like chimneys. And so the walls are just dripping with nicotine and like years of nicotine. And we'd washed them once before. But that was probably a little more than, probably about 7 years ago maybe. And they haven't been touched since. And he'd actually rented the place out, like he sublet it for a little bit. And I believe those people smoked. So nothing's been really cleaned since he moved back in. Like, it's insane. He moved back in and he ripped all the carpeting up. And that was all he did. Nothing was washed down. We swept all the under padding of the carpets was literally disintegrated. So we swept all that up and we shop vac it all up and whatever. But that was it. So I was like, I'll bring my mop and my bucket and do the walls, floor to ceiling kind of deal. It doesn't take a lot of scrubbing when you do it with the mops. And he's like, oh, I don't care. Yeah, fucking baby wipes. Dude. Oil and nicotine with baby wipes. I was not amused. I said, fine. I didn't bring anything. Yeah. So when I was getting ready to leave for his place on Friday, I'm all over the place, sorry. When I was getting ready to leave for his place Friday, like, I took my nap. I napped for about 45 minutes or so. Got up and I watered all my outdoor plants because I knew Boo Boo wasn't going to do it. And it's been hot and they had been watered in a few days. So I gave everything a good soaking. Made sure the house was tidy. I'd moshed the floors and all that stuff the night before. Packed up the car and off I tottered. Cool. I think I got to his place maybe about 5:45, 6 o'clock, something like that. 5:45, I'd say. He got home about 5:30. So he wasn't home too much longer before I got there. And we did little, did we do any cleaning Friday? I don't think we did. I think we said fuck it. We were both tired. He didn't sleep much on Thursday night either. I think we just ordered pizza, watched a movie, and went to bed. Yeah, that was Friday. So Saturday, I got up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was not amused. And I went outside and had a smoke. And I had some Gatorade. And I played cards for a little bit on my phone. And then, say about 7:45, 7:30, 7:45, I went back to bed. And he said he got up around 8 o'clock. And I was probably up around 8:30-ish. And he took those friggin' baby wipes and did the corners in the kitchen, like from the where it goes in, like the transition that goes into the living room, because that was just black. And it came off fine, but fucking baby wipes. And I think that's about all he did, because the plan was to do a shit ton of cleaning Friday. And then Saturday, I wanted to go to this, it's a campground, in between here and another town. But they also have, like, you can pay for the day. I think it's like $2 a person, just to go do the trails. And I heard that it's beautiful. I've never been. And we didn't go Saturday either. We drove there, and the line to get in was just... You would have thought it was a long weekend. It was mad. So we're like, nope, hard no. And we ended up going to this place called Rock Glen that we went to last year. It's got a little fall and like little falls, and the thing is that Rock Glen is all stairs. The trail is all up and down stairs. But we walked around there for, I don't know, hour and a half, maybe. It was hot. It was like 2 o'clock, 2:30 by the time we got there. Like, it was hot. So, that was fine. We did that. And we went back to his place. And we cleaned a little bit. And he, like, I cleaned the wall. I cleaned the walls. Baby wipes. We'd also gone to the dollar store and got, like, this cleaning vinegar. I use soap and vinegar at work all the time. It's awesome. I've never heard of cleaning vinegar before. It does work very well. It smells better. It works about the same. I mixed it with soap, and it worked about the same as regular vinegar and soap. It just smelled better. So we picked up that and some scrubby sponges and some magic erasers, because we had to do his appliances and his counters. Oh my God. So when we got back from Rock Glen, I started attacking the walls, and he attacked his backyard. Because he had weeds, I'm not kidding, as tall as Boo Boo. Boo Boo is about 6'1", and these weeds were probably taller than him. Like, So, we did that. I mean, the wipes did the trick with the elbow grease that you have to put in to use baby wipes to wipe a wall down. Like, whatever. So we did that. That was probably, it was a couple of hours at it anyway. And we took showers, and I took him out for dinner. It was a nice dinner. What did I have? I had a veggie burger that was burnt. I was not amused. I ate it. I was hungry. And sweet potato fries with chipotle dip. I love that. You can't fuck that up. It was so good. And he had some kind of turkey wrap with fries and gravy. And we drank a lot of pop because he was hot and thirsty. And then we went back to his place and we watched a movie. I don't remember what we watched. We watched a couple of movies. What did we watch? I have no idea. Oh, Witness. I'm a sucker for the oldies. I couldn't tell you the last new movie I watched was probably the second Deadpool movie. Movies today don't really interest me. They're all remakes or reboots of good movies from back in the day. So we watched Witness. Because we were looking for the new Top Gun movie, but it wasn't on our streaming thing yet, which is surprising. And Kelly McGillis is in that, so that's what made me think of Witness. I don't think Big Daddy cared much for Witness. I think he thought it was slow. I like that movie. I used to watch it all the time at my dad's when I was growing up. And there was another one that we watched. I don't remember what it was. Nope, I don't remember what it was. That coffee's old. We're done. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's funny. I don't remember what the second movie was. Nope, got nothing. Is there garbage here? Ah, yes, there's garbage. Let's walk to the garbage. Oh, goodness. I think the skitters are coming out. Yeah, I have no idea what that second movie was. Weird. Oh, we were going to watch 31. Because Rob Zombie is awesome. And I love that movie. But it was malfunctioning on the streaming site. There was all kinds of weirdness. So we ended up watching the Three from Hell. I would have preferred Devil's Rejects. I love that movie so much. It's one of my favorite movies of life, quite honestly. Excuse me. And we had snacks. And went to bed. And I think I got up this morning at about 11. I have no idea what time he got up. I woke up to him like putting stuff in, like picking up pop bottles and whatever, and just like shoving them into garbage bags. It's like all this creaking and cracking, and I'm like, what in the hell? Like, it was quite a way to wake up. But I looked at the time and was like, yeah, I should get up. Because he was supposed to have some guy coming to, like, scrap removal or whatever. I think he said around 1:30 or something. And then he had the real estate person coming to take pictures at like 5. And I had to leave by 2:15 or something like that to get Monkey on my way home from his dad's. So I was like, yeah, I should get up. Yeah. So I got up and I took a drive down and got a Timmy's. And in between that, I'd realized my brother had called me, so I had to call him back. So I talked to him for a little bit. He wanted to swing by and bring coffee. He drives cab, my brother. And he was on a lull, so he wanted to grab coffee and swing by. I was like, nope, I'm not home. I can't help you. Feel free to grab a coffee and sit in my driveway. I don't care, but I ain't home. Oh, it's funny. So, Yeah, I talked to him for a little bit while I was in the line at Timmy's. And went back to my boyfriend's and got at it. Oh, the other thing I did on Saturday was his bathroom. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate cleaning up after like people that like I said, he's a mechanic, okay? He fixes like trucks and big things. So when he comes home, he's literally head to toe covered in grease, and so that all ends up in the shower and everything, and the dude doesn't clean properly because he just doesn't care. He doesn't care about that place. He hates it. He wants out, right? Well, then this happens and it has to get cleaned, and it's like, God damn it. So I did clean the bathroom and I hand washed the floor because we hadn't no mops. Ugh. So when I came back today with my coffee, I hit the kitchen, which went a lot better than I thought it was going to go. The only thing I couldn't do in his kitchen was like his cabinetry. There was just no way. There has to be like 30 odd years of nicotine and grease and not cleaning, like, and it's wood, so that shit needs to be sanded and painted or replaced. Like, there's no cleaning that. So I didn't even try. But I did everything else. I cleaned his counter. I washed the walls down, the backsplash, the appliances, the microwave. His faucets for the kitchen sink were so mucky with, like, water stains and, grease and whatever, just not properly cleaned. So I sprayed them down with the vinegar and soap and went at it with a magic eraser. And the same with his sink. Like, he doesn't clean his sink, right? So water, like hard water buildup and all that kind of, like, soap scum, all that kind of crap, right? So same thing, soap, like just soap, hot water, and a magic eraser, and I went at her. Here to tell you, by the time I was done, those things look brand spanking new. I scrubbed them down. I soaped them. I scrubbed them down. I rinsed everything off really good. And then I Windexed everything and dried it all up. And it was just beautiful. Same thing with his appliances. I scrubbed them all down. I rinsed them all down. I Windexed them and I dried them. You would never know. You would never know. You would never know. So he walks into the kitchen. He's like, oh, I washed his windows too. He never opens his curtains. So I opened up all the curtains and I washed down all the windows, dried them all up. They're not perfect, but you can actually see through them. Light comes through. And he walks into the kitchen. He's like, you wouldn't think this was the same kitchen. It's like, good. That's the point. And if he'd let me bring the stuff I wanted to bring, it would all look 100 times better. It still wouldn't be perfect, but it would still be 100 times better. Like, oh my goodness, there's a skitter in here. Oh, so yeah, it was mad work, and I think we got everything done about 5 minutes before I had to leave. So he had to go hit the hardware store. And I said, well, you go do that. I'm just going to loiter on your front porch and have a cigarette and breathe. There was no cooling down because it was, it wasn't hotter in the house than it was outside. But it was hot outside. It was muggy. It was super muggy. We were supposed to get thunderstorms today. That hasn't happened. You watch. It'll happen tomorrow all day while I'm friggin' working. So I said, yeah, you go ahead to the hardware store. It's fine. Like, I'm just going to That skitter. Oh. Oh, I just turned the back light on. Whoops. Yeah. There, I think I got him. Yeah, I got him. Oh, I hate mosquitoes. I hate them. That's funny. Anyways, mucking with my lights. Yeah, so I just had a smoke. And I went ahead to go get Monkey. I texted his stepmom, I was like, I'm just leaving. I'm just having a cigarette. I'll probably be there about 3:30. I was close. I think I got there about 3:30-ish. Stood and talked to her for a little bit. And then his dad came from upstairs. I talked to him for a little bit. And his little brother is so cute. His little brother was just absolutely heartbroken that Monkey had to go home. I miss my brother. I miss my brother. He calls him by name, of course, but he's like, I miss him. Like, he's not, like, he's standing right here. Like, he hasn't actually left yet. Like, it's fine. He's so cute. So, yeah, talked to them for a little bit. And then Monkey and I got in the car and headed out. And I said, I wanted out of the car so bad. I was so done driving. I hate driving so much. I said, I just need to stop and grab cigarettes. I need to stop at the grocery store, and I wanted hot dogs and hamburgers and buns and a few other things. But I wanted to barbecue tonight, so we stopped and grabbed my cigarettes, and I grabbed a great big bag of chips. And stopped at the grocery store and got everything else that I needed. I keep seeing shadows and it's very distracting. Grabbed everything else that I needed, and then we went home and put everything away, and I warmed up the barbecue, and I made burgers and hot dogs, fed everybody. I phoned my buddy and talked to him for a little bit. And what else did I do? I was supposed to sit down and like watch a show because I really wanted to sit for a minute. But I got off the phone with my bunny and I finished my dinner. And I was like I'm bored. Like, I want to sit and watch a show, but I'm bored. So I got up and I went outside and I watched a little bit of YouTube out in the backyard. Had a smoke. And then I got bored doing that. So I don't even think I finished what I was watching. I was watching a vlog. And I ended up going out to the front yard. I left everything in the backyard. And I ended up going to the front yard. And I cleaned out my front garden. It needed a good weeding. I attacked it. Oh my God, it was horrible. And then I got talking to my one neighbor. I call her Mommy. She's my mommy now. She's one of the best people I've ever met in my life. She's awesome. She's an older Portuguese woman, and she's just the cat's ass. Oh my God, I love her so much. I would kill a man for her. She's awesome. I love her. And I heard her while I was weeding. We have these new neighbors that bought this house next on the other side of her. And I just heard bits and pieces. But I heard something about if there's people there with trucks, they're workers. If there's people there and they don't have trucks, call the police. And I heard something about cameras. So I kind of, put a pin in that. We'll ask about that later because nosy bitch. And I knew if my neighbor seen me out there working, she'd call me over and update me. So she did. She called me over. So I stopped what I was doing and I went over to her. And what had happened was, I guess on Friday, my neighbor, my Portuguese neighbor, had noticed this guy with like a backpack and it was full of crap, sitting out on this other neighbor's porch, right? The one on the other side of her. And said he'd go in the backyard, and then he got on his bike and he went up one way of the street and he came back the other way on the street and came back and sat on the porch again. And then I guess the neighbor across the street went over and was like, you don't live here, you need to go. You need to carry on. Like, get out of here. And he eventually left. And what ended up happening was, I guess the police were called or something, but people had been breaking the windows. Like, they've been redoing this house. It's an old house. It's a very old house. And they're remodeling. So putting in new windows and whatever, new everything, right? They're just completely gutting this house. So they haven't actually moved in yet. Like, big remodel situation. So somebody broke the windows and whatever. So they were telling my Portuguese neighbor that, you know, if you see people there with trucks and stuff, don't worry about it. They're supposed to be there. If there's people there and there are no trucks, they're not supposed to be there. Please call the police, right? And they're going to put cameras up. Smart. But my little neighbor there was so scared on Friday. I felt bad that I wasn't home, because usually when shit like that happens and she gets scared, or if nothing happens and she gets scared, the woman's in her 70s and she lives alone, and her English isn't great. And she gets scared, but she won't call the police because her English isn't good. And, so usually when stuff like that happens, she either calls me or she calls my buddy. I don't know if she called my buddy Friday night or not. He didn't say anything to me about it, so I'm assuming not. And she didn't call me because I still would have, I still have my cell phone. I would have gotten the call. But I said to her, like, if you get scared, I don't care if there's things going on or not. If you get scared, call me. I will come over. Like, I've done it before. She had some guy creeping in her backyard a few years ago. It turned out to be the neighbor behind her. There was some dispute about the fence or something that was growing through the fence or whatever, and he was being a douche. But it was dark, and, like I said, she lives alone, and she just heard somebody mucking around in her backyard, and she got scared. So I went over with a baseball bat. Or no, I'm sorry, a golf club. I went over with a golf club. Bring it. I went over with a golf club, my cell phone, and a flashlight. It's on like Donkey Kong, bud. I'm your neighborhood watch. Handle it 80s style. But yeah, so I guess they're going to put cameras up, and which is smart, because I don't live in the nicest neighborhood. There's some really good people, and even some of the trashier element will handle shit. And then there's just, the trashy dealers and junkies and drunks. And like, this town is overrun with junkies and power drinkers. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, that was an interesting conversation. But I wished her a good night. And I said, she says, I'm sorry for bothering you. It's like, Mama, you couldn't bother me if you tried. Like, it's fine. I love you so much. I said, but I do have to get back to this garden, because it looked like it was going to storm. I was like, I have to get back to this. So, because I started it, I had to finish it. And I noticed while I was talking, she pointed out to me, I have hostas growing along the one side that face her side of my house, and a whole bunch of them have died. And I was like, oh, I haven't been back there to weed and clean up properly in a couple of years. I was like, oh, I'll go check that out. So I walked over, and I'm looking, and there's a bunch of creeping Charlie in there. So I'm assuming what happened is the creeping Charlie have choked the hostas, because hostas are pretty friggin' hardy. They're hard to kill. So I ripped out all the Creeping Charlie through the whole thing and through my front garden and what I just ripped everything out and cleaned up my edging as best I could with my hands. I have to get in there with my edger. I got an electric edger a couple weeks ago. I still haven't used it. It's been hot, but I need to do that. So everything looks much better. Got it all cleaned up and sat down and had a smoke, and I was just dying. And I thought, you know what? If it rains, it rains. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm going swimming. What? So I took the cover off and I went in the shed and I grabbed some chlorine because I'm pretty sure it's been so hot that even if there was still a bit of a puck in there, I was going to put another one in. So there was nothing. There was no chlorine in that pool. So I put 2 in. And I brought my skimmer net in with me. And God, that water felt so good. It was a shock, let me tell you. It was a shock. That pool's like 25, 30 degrees Celsius. And when I got in it, it was like it was like stepping into a bucket of ice. It was a shock. So hot. But once I was in, it was great. And I skimmed the pool. I need to vacuum it, but I skimmed it really, really good. I actually got the vast majority. I got all the leaves out, all the little twiggies. And there's a lot of like tree seed stuff. I got most of it, but I do need to vacuum it. It needs a good vacuuming. And I probably need to take the filter out and clean it. Because it's been the same filter for about a month now. So it's probably due for a good cleaning. That'll be a job probably for either tomorrow or Tuesday. But that was nice. So that was a good multitasking situation. I cooled off and got the pool cleaned and whatever. Put the lid back on and went and put my boxer shorts and tank top on. And then I decided to vlog. So yeah, that's been my day for, I don't know, what's that, last 3 days? You're all caught up. Yay! So, but it was good. It was a really productive weekend. We had fun, we did work, like we did all the things. It was fantastic. It was a very good week. I'm very, very satisfied. Very satisfied. I'd be more satisfied if I could have brought a mop to clean properly. Freaking baby wipes. Who cleans with baby wipes? You know who? My boyfriend. That's who. God damn it. God, that was so frustrating. But anywho, we're almost at the 40-minute mark, so I'm going to boot. I am officially now going to go home and do nothing for a little while. Watch a show or something. Maybe I'll pick myself up a snacky poo. That sounds like a good idea. I can use a snack. So yeah. Ooh. Don't copyright strike me, Linkin Park. I thought it was paused. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab a snack and maybe go home and watch some Supernatural. I've been binge watching Supernatural. I think I'm on season 7 now. Whatever the one is with the Leviathan. That is what I'm watching. See if we can get caught up on it. I think that show is done now. Didn't they do a finale? I think I seen that on Facebook or something. Anyways, I'm going to jump and go do that. So anybody who happens to be watching, Thank you. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk later.